Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. We made it to the main card of UFC 254. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gachi. I got to final 3 fights. I already did videos for prelims, early prelims, and early main card. So here we are. Because I was kind of surprised earlier this week when I found out these were happening like, I don't know, 11 o'clock Eastern time or 10 o'clock Eastern time to start maybe tomorrow morning. I was expecting them to be nighttime again. So anyway, doesn't matter. I'm ready. So, if you're new to my show, what I do is I take my favorite sports handicappers and I place them on the board depending on which way they're leaning, which way they're picking. Okay, there's so many handicappers, man, a ton of them. So, and it seems like, I start the early prelims early in the week. Where there's only a handful of them that got their picks out already. Those shows are very manageable. I only have like 6 to 8 handicappers, but then as more and more put out videos, that's more and more shows. And by the time I'm doing the main card, the main event and the co-main and the co-main, I got like 25 cappers. I got to dwindle down to the, my favorite ones, and that's where I come to the big. I can't fit everybody on these little squares, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't know. I'm gonna write them down and pick them as I go. Okay, how's that? So let's start off with the co-main event, I guess you can call it. It is a heavyweight fight against these big guys. Alexander Volkov, Drago, kind of like, Ivan Drago because he's Russian, whatever. Ivan Drago from Rocky, he killed Apollo Creed, whatever. He's taking on big ticket Walt Harris. Volkov comes in with a record of 31-8, okay? Harris 13-8. It's kind of, Walt Harris is kind of sounding like gatekeeper, journeyman type of guy. Like if you want to make a break into the scene, you got to make sure you beat the Walt Harris. One of those type of guys. Anyway, Volkov, of course, is the favorite at -176. These odds just came off of Bet Online right before I made this video. Walt Harris, he's the underdog, +151. Over under is set at 2.5 rounds. I think it's going over 2.5. It's a little bit of better payout at +105. I think it's under 2.5. You're at -135. Okay, let's see who the cappers are taking. Like I said, I don't know which ones I'm going to use. I have a literal 20 of them in front of me, so I'm going to use what I can fit on here. I'll just go right ahead and say Walt Harris. Out of every capper I looked at, I only found one. One person to take that took Walt Harris. I'm going to save him for last because he's going to take up this whole board. If that's what happens, see what happens is if all the cappers take one side, like everybody took Volkov, it would be a full capper consensus. And those happen a lot, especially on favorites, This would be a full capper consensus. However, I took, it only takes 5 to really make a full capper consensus back in this show's original, I only used that 5 is the minimum amount of cappers I take to make a show. So, a full capper says only take 5. There's so many taking Alexander Volkov. and only one guy taking Walt Harris. So that one guy makes it not a false consensus. He's a handicapper taking Walt Harris. Anyway, let's throw him down on here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep the money right fight club in here. So I might as well. I've been riding them since prelims, not early prelims. They weren't on that. Yeah, I think that I started using them later prelims. All right, we had Gabe the Banker. He's kind of like the host of the crew. There's 5 of them here, okay? Gabe is taking Volkov. Safe bet. Smack God. I like Smack God. He's taking Volkov. Johnny Mack. Also taking Volkov. Holy smokes. I'm never going to fit everybody on here. So, good on you, Fight Money crew, having 5 people. Right there is taking up 5 spots. But, let's see. Leon Shabazian. Skip Bazian. He's saying by decision. Volkov by decision. And you know, Leon Shabazian is also a fighter himself. I still haven't seen clips. I've been too busy with this, but I will check out those clips, Shabazian. And the 5th person of the Money Right Fight Club, Leroy, is it Leroy or Leroy? If you say it in French, it's Leroy Stephane, as Gabe likes to call, or Gabe also calls him the Black Bandana, Leroy Stephane. He is the only person taking Walt Harris. In this stream, he looked like he was half asleep throughout the whole stream. He was late to it, but because you are the only person taking Walt Harris, you get this whole side to yourself. So I hope, man, win or lose, you're going to be known. Well, not known, but no one watched this show, really. I only got 400 subscribers or something. But Leroy Stephane from the Money Right Fight Club, good on you for taking Walt Harris. I like it, dude. I like the guy that steps outside and paces himself as, you know, that doesn't have to follow the crowd. Everybody else is taking Alexander Volkov, so I'm just going to write them down here. We got Justin Jr. Justin Jr., he on his show, I like it. He's a young kid, Justin Jr. But he knows his MMA, he knows his UFC, he knows his fighters. He's saying by TKO in round 3 for Volkov. And on his show, he had last week he had MMA Prediction Guru. This week he had Clint from Die Hard MMA Podcast. Also, Clint is also part of that whole odds.com, part of their stable of MMA handicappers. They got a couple of them. They have Clint, DFS by the Numbers, Just Bleed MMA, so on and so forth. But yeah, Justin Jr. had Clint on his show, so I might as well put him on here. Clint is also taking Volkov, Alexander Drago Volkov. He didn't say how, though, I don't think. On Clint's Die Hard MMA show, he had that guy Matt something on his, I forget, something or other. All these guys have guests on their show. Oh, speaking of that, let's use Lock of the Night, because it was his 100th episode, and what a good episode. Good content, Lock. Good content. Every fight he had a different guest helping do the fight breakdown. And then he finished the show off with, what's his name? Ariel Helwani. He's like ESPN MMA journalist and journalist of the year, so many years in a row. He's a big deal. That was good. I watched it. I watched. You know, I liked it. And Ariel Helwani was given like the backstory to, you know, to UFC 254, the drama, about Khabib's dad and the passing away, and if it's gonna affect. And then they're talking about like Gachi, and it's good. It's good. They talk about a lot of other things too. I didn't watch it all. It was still on. It's when I stopped to make this show. Anyway, lock of the night for this fight. Who do you have? Cody Saftik. Cody Saftik is the dude from the Dog or Pass podcast. Cody Saftik. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So we have all these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. And then, 9. We got 9. We got Leroy Stefan taking Walt Harris. Everybody else is having Drago, Alexander Volkov beat on big ticket. What I'll do for the rest of the fights, I'm gonna, because like Cody Saftik will be replaced by the guest. I'll throw in some other guys on the other fights, but I just don't have enough room. And everybody else took Volkov. Like I said, Black Bandana was the only one taking Walt Harris. And I don't really see why. Walt Harris is pretty decent, but I've been watching recently some like interview stuff, and I just saw Volkov, and Walt Harris claimed that he was the best striker in his division, and the guy said that to Alexander Volkov, and he was at the podium, and he just, with his translator / trainer, I think, or whatever, and he understood that question, and he was like, huh. And he had like goofy smirk, because he's real stoic, real firm, his face, like, like kind of like that, that Eastern European serious face. But then they said, they're like, Walt Harris said he's probably the best striker in the division. And he goes, huh. And then he's like, oh, you can ask the same for any heavyweight. They're going to say they're the best striker. Ngannou, Junior Dos Santos. And he started spitting out. And he's right. If you pretty much ask any heavyweight fighter who's the best striker in division, they're going to say, I am. Yeah, I like Volkov. I'm not going against him. Harris, he's got a chance. I mean, he's all right. But to me, he's more of like a gatekeeper journeyman type, like I said in the beginning. So I'm taking Volkov. I'm going to write it right here. And I got him doing it. I'm going to take him within distance, inside the distance. Okay, Volkov within distance. So, yeah, go under 2.5. All right, moving on. Next, we've got Bobby Knuckles, Robert the Reaper Whittaker, taking on Gerard Cannonier. Cannonier is fighting out of Alaska, which, according to Tapology, is fighting out of Alaska, which that's pretty, didn't know that. Kill a Gorilla. He has a record of 13 wins and 4 losses. They have the same odds. They're both even at -110. This is a pick'em. Robert Whittaker, 22-5. I remember I won money off his his fight against Darren Till, where he came out on top. I picked him. This is a tough fight though. Gerard Cannonier, he's no slouch. Man, this is the toughest pick, I think, on the board. Well, according to odds wise too. There's not a favorite. Okay, let's see what we got. Robert Whittaker, of course, coming from Australia. He's like been a champ a couple times. What kind of the Reaper? Blah blah. What can I say that you already don't know? You already know enough about Robert Whittaker. Okay, let's see what these. This is a good one because there's a lot of people taking both sides. It's not heavily one-sided like this one. Okay. Jared Cannonier, equally as good, -110. Even the over/under odds are tough. 2.5 rounds, over -110, under -120. All right, let's just get into who's taking Robert Whittaker, and then I'm gonna go back and forth. I like it that way. Lock of the night. He's taken Whittaker by decision. His guest that was on, who I've seen on before on Gabe Killian's show, first time I've ever seen him. His name is Daniel Levy or Levi. I don't know how you Levi. I think Lock of the Night said Levy, but he's the guy from Best Fight Picks. Best Fight Picks is taking Cannonier, and he's saying Jared Cannonier a KO in round 2 for Jared Cannonier. Then we move back over here. We got the Money Right Fight Club, Leroy. Is it Leroy or Lara? I don't know if Gabe's just clowning, saying Lara, or if he really, I think it's Leroy Stefan. He's taking Robert Whittaker. How's the other Money Right Fight guys doing? Johnny Mack taking Cannonier. Okay. Staying right under here. Leon Shabazian is saying Cannonier by KO. Then Smack God, he is split. He has no lean either way. He said this is definitely a dog or pass situation, but there's no dog to take at even odds. So he said he was stuck. He couldn't take a side. He couldn't pick. Gun to head, I guess he'd be dead. I don't know, you know. But yeah, he made no lean on here. Gabe did. Gabe's here, taking Cannonier. Gabe the banker. Then let's jump back over here with Leighton. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because Smack God didn't make a pick. So Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. He said by decision. Is there somebody else down there that I didn't use up here? Oh, yeah. Justin Jr. over here. Justin Jr. is saying Cannonier by TKO round 2. Good pick, Justin. I like that. Clint also taken. Clint, like I said, was on Justin's show. Clint is also taking Cannonier by KO. And jump over here a couple times. What we got? One, boom, boom. MMA Prediction Guru. I'm just gonna write Pred Guru. I hate the smudge. Okay. Pred Guru. Taking Robert Whittaker. See, this is a good one. DFS by the numbers. Yeah, I don't use him enough. DFS by the numbers has a very informative, very good breakdown show. I do not use him enough. I really like his picks. Yeah. So right now we got one more taking Cannonier. Let's do one more. A guy, I've never used him on my show. That's why I'm going to use him now. He is, oh, by the way, over here, unless your name's Leroy Stefan and you're here, you took Volkov. UGA, Volkov. MMA Prediction Group, Volkov. DFS by the numbers, Volkov. Okay? And also, we're going to use this guy I've never used, Just Bleed MMA. Now, he also is part of that stable of cappers from odds.com, I do believe. But he also has his own channel. Just Bleed MMA is also taking Jared Cannonier. This is a tough match for me to pick, but you know what? Bobby Knuckles won me money with against Darren Till, and I think he can do it against Jared Cannonier. So I'm going with the Reaper, Robert Whittaker. Thank you, mate. But you're not shrimp on the barbie. I can't do that accent, whatever. Where am I? Okay, here I am. Here I am. Okay, by the way, Jared Cannonier does have a 4-inch reach. The killer gorilla. But, yeah. I'm going with Whittaker because, like I said, I won money with him on Darren Till. So why go with something that's, it's working? Why go against that, right? I guess I'm going to take him by decision. I'm safe with that. I'm happy with that. Okay. And finally, the main event. We have let's let play. Okay, for the main event, we have this lightweight belt changing, champion. Forget it. Camera fell, everything. Man, how long was that down? Hopefully it wasn't down for the last fight. I don't know. Anyway, main event, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov taking on Justin Gaethje, the interim champ, taking on the champ. They both have belts. I guess this is going to unify it, and one of them is going to leave with both those belts. And Justin, I remember when Justin Gaethje got the interim belt, he threw his I want the real one. Or said he did, I remember something like that. When he got the interim belt, he tossed to the side, I want the real one. All tough as nails. Justin Gaethje, love it. I love it. This is going to be such a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to fireball and popcorn it, but I will make a pick. But I'm not betting this because it's really, I want to enjoy it without stress, and so I might use somebody as a parlay piece on a couple parlays, but I'm not individual betting it. It's too, whoo, it's good. It's good. It's good. All right, let's go. Let's go. We have Khabib Nurmagomedov. You all know he's the undefeated at 28-0. He is the favorite at -312. Taking on Justin Gaethje, record of 22-2. He is plus 262 underdog. At 4.5 rounds, the over is a better payout at plus 156, good payout. Under is at -186 juice. Let me turn this thrash metal off. Sounds good though. Sounded good. It's like good background music for main event. Anyway, Justin Gaethje, like I said, underdog at plus 262. So the highlights versus the Eagle. Khabib. American Kickboxing Academy, playing at California, but not since Corona and father's death and stuff. He's been in Russia. He's a Dagestani, as y'all know. Justin Gaethje fighting with the best, probably the best coach in all of MMA, arguably the best coach in all of MMA, in Trevor Whitman. Elevation Fight Team, same place as Kamaru Usman, and who's the other heavyweight guy? There's somebody else that's over there in the Elevation Fight Team, but yeah, basically, where is it? In Colorado. But Gaethje, Division I wrestler, unlike who was from earlier that was Iowa Community College wrestler. It's right here. Who is it? Oh, Phil Hawes. Yeah. No, Gaethje's D1. He's D1 NCAA. I think he wrestled at like Arizona. Or yeah. What else? Yeah. Let's get on with it. Okay. Back and forth I'm gonna go. Taking Khabib. We've got UFC Gambling Addicts. Leighton, UGA. He's saying a submission for Khabib in the 4th round. Amen. Amen to that, Leighton. You know that. Justin Gaethje, who's taking him? Clint from Die Hard MMA Podcast is taking Justin Gaethje. I think mostly for that plus 262. I know how you react, Clint. I think a lot of people are going with just because of the plus number. I think, and some of them even said that straight out. Justin Jr., he's got Khabib. Justin Jr. got Khabib submitting Gaethje 3rd round. 3rd round submission. Nice pick. Johnny Mack from Money Right Fight Club. He's taking Gaethje to just win outright. He didn't say, I think he did mention because of the value, but yeah, he's got him winning either way. Gabe was like a dog. He said dog or pass. He's leaning Khabib, but at -300 and something, he's gonna pass on it. But his pick to win is Khabib. Gabe the banker. Now here's where it gets interesting. Leroy Stefan and both him and Smack Dog, they both said dog or pass, but they're taking dog. They both think that Khabib can win and probably will win, but their bet, the value of their dollar, if this gets up to like if more money comes in on Khabib and this moves up to like plus 280, I think that was the magic number for Smack God. I forgot what Leroy Stefan said, but I know they both were like dog or pass, and they're taking the dog. They're taking the bet. They're taking the value in Justin Gaethje. So we're gonna put them both right over here. Lewa, Black Bandana. I'm just gonna call him Black Bandana, and the Black Delegation President, Black Lives Matter, Smack God, Black Delegate. I think that's what he called himself. In different in that same show, he had the Black Lives Matter shirt on. You know, yep. So Smack God and Leroy Stefan both said dog or pass, but they're gonna take the dog. And finally, to finish out the Money Right Fight Club, Leon Shabazian said he is the biggest Khabib hater ever. So he will always bet. He'll always bet against it. He thinks Gaethje is going to knock him out. Shabazz, what do you say? Round 1 KO. All right, you go, brother. I love it. Love it. I love it. All right. Let's get back over on some Khabib people. All right. MMA prediction guru is taking Khabib. Pred Guru. The Just Bleed MMA. Oh, big Khabib guy. Best there. He said Khabib's the best, hands down the best right now, and possibly ever. Nobody can touch him. He's a big fan of Khabib. DFS by the numbers. He's saying Khabib by submission. Good bet. Lock of the night. And his business partner and the guy that lock of the night. His guest was Newsom. Newsom is from MMA Play 365. I'm not going to put that link in my description, but I will put Lock of the Night's link in, and then you can, from there you can watch the breakdown of the Khabib fight. That'll show Newsom, his Twitter, and his, what is it, MMA 36, what is it? Yeah, MMA Play 365. I'm subscribed to him, but he has his own thing going on too. Newsom. Okay. Did I get everybody? Well, that's plenty of them. Yeah, I think that's pretty much that's enough. That's enough anyway. So we have 5 people. 2 of them are reluctant, but we have 5 people taking Justin Gaethje, and how many cappers on Khabib? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on Khabib. Gabe's really a pass, but he thinks Khabib's going to win. So this is closer than I thought. I thought it was going to be heavily favored for Khabib, kind of like this one. But yeah, people are going on Gaethje. I still am battling with myself because Khabib is great. I mean, and I think the death of his father, if anything, is gonna make proactive for he's, I think it's good. It's never better, of course. That's horrible. It's horrible, death of your father. But a lot of people are like, is it going to affect his fighting negatively? I don't think so. I think he's if anything, it's gonna have a positive effect on his fighting. Not that there's no positive outcomes of a tragic, death of a loved one, father, coach, best friend, but I don't think, like, there's questions. Will his father's death impact his fight game? I don't think so. I think it's going to be not bothered by that. Justin Gaethje, though, he is an exciting fighter, and he can. This is definitely the toughest challenge Khabib's going to have to date, But like Just Bleed MMA said, or was it him? Or no, Newsom? I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody said everybody. Yeah, it was Just Bleed MMA. I think. I'm pretty sure. He said, who has what does yes, it was Just Bleed MMA said, what does Justin Gaethje bring that 28 people didn't bring to beat Khabib? What can he show that Khabib hasn't seen in those 28 people that he's already beat? There's nothing. There's nothing that Justin Gaethje can bring that Khabib hasn't already conquered. However, Trevor Whitman, the coach, on the same, what is that channel? I don't know. On the same channel, I saw the Volkov interview. They had a Trevor Whitman interview type deal thing. He's, it's like a press conference deal-y type deal. And he's up there and he said, and even the clickbait caption title of the YouTube video says like, Trevor Whitman reveals Gaethje's path to victory or something like that. And it's pretty much saying he hasn't even shown us his best weapons. And I guess pretty much he's going to talk about wrestling. I guess Gaethje's a phenomenal wrestler, but Khabib is a phenomenal wrestler too. And I remember the Fight Island thing with Dana's and the podium in the middle, and they got Khabib and Justin sitting on the two chairs, and everybody, all the reporters asking questions and stuff. Khabib, somebody asked, what's the difference in Dagestani wrestling and American wrestling? And he said, it might have not been on that show. I get so a lot of this crap confused, but Khabib said the difference between Dagestani wrestling and American wrestling is American wrestling has 3-minute periods, and Dagestani wrestling, the gas tank for Dagestani wrestlers is way beyond 3-minute periods, and that's where the difference between American wrestling and Dagestani wrestling is in the length of energy output and energy conservation. Pretty much gas tank. Dagestanis, they wrestle longer rather than the shorter American standard 3-minute periods. But you know what? I remember practice in wrestling in high school, even before I wrestled in college. I was wrestling in high school, and we did shark bait. That's when you got to wrestle one wrestler right after you're in the center of a circle. You go everybody around that circle. You're wrestling one after another, and I remember my coach in high school would set that like at crazy minutes, like but I don't know. That was a long time ago. Things might have changed. Anyway, what I'm gonna do here, I'm like I said, I'm gonna fireball and popcorn this, right, Clint? But I think I'm in the same boat with these guys. I think Khabib's gonna win, okay? But I'm not gonna put money on it. I may throw it into a parlay piece. I'm gonna say he's gonna do it within distance, I guess. If I have to make it, I have to, because he's a negative number. I have to say how he's gonna do it. It's gonna happen inside the distance. Should it be a submission? Everybody's saying submission. DFS submission. Justin Jr. submission. Leighton saying submission. The other guys are just picking them to win. But I'll just keep it at that. Khabib within distance. But between me and you, I might sprinkle a live bet, prop bet on Gaethje, depending on how I'm feeling when it gets to that final main event. So to recap, time check. I don't know why I say time check. It's my daughter's thing and our thing. It's our thing now. Anyway, I've got Alexander Volkov beating Walt Harris within distance with the majority of the cappers. Should have been a capper consensus, but Leroy Stefan, he had to upset that. So you didn't get to see the dance. And then I've got Robert Bobby Knuckles, the Reaper, Whittaker beating Jared Cannonier against the capper majority. I got him winning by decision. And finally, for the main event, I'm going to take undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, to beat Justin, the Highlight, Gachi. But boy, it's going to be such a good card. I'm so looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Be sure to leave a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment. I appreciate you watching. Good luck on these bets, and hey, maybe I'll see some of you guys tomorrow during the I gotta go to a kid's birthday party, but I'll be watching it on my phone. Anyway, I will see you next time. Okay, good luck on the bets. I'll see you next episode.